Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 Surviving Luton. It is opening day of our fourth season in charge here with Luton Town. We managed to do pretty well last year. We did win the title. So that is the best thing that we could have possibly hoped for. We managed to win it with 5 points to spare, and we managed to win it with 27 wins, 9 draws, and 2 losses. Our goals for weren't that great, but our goals against were almost non-existent. Capriel ended up just being on his head the whole time, but we do need to turn around in terms of goals for sure. If we can end up getting even like 10% more, it should be pretty competitive for us throughout the year. In terms of goals, we weren't the best, we weren't the worst, but we could have definitely scored a little bit more. In terms of against, yeah, we were the best, and it wasn't even close. Capriel being in goal, and even our defense in front of him and midfield just definitely sealed the deal for us. We finished third in goal differential as well. But currently, season preview-wise, they are expecting us only to finish 8th place. So I find that a little bit disrespectful, considering we end up doing way better than what they would have expected last season. So we're going to try and go back with it. I'm going to show you some of the transfers that we ended up doing. We ended up getting rid of a lot of players, though. It's going to be pretty shocking to see 122 million players going out. Basso, we ended up getting rid for 29 million. He is worth 41, but we didn't end up playing him that much. He wasn't that good for us. He was a decent Premier League, but as you can see, he didn't really fit into where we needed. And we ended up getting this guy, Aurel Amenda. We ended up paying around 7.5 million. He's on loan. He can also play right back as well, or he will play right back as well for us if we do need it. But even just look at his physicals, he's 6'4" as well, so that's also something that Basso didn't really have. And we ended up getting him in for a lot less than what we ended up getting rid of Basso for. So that was the first domino to fall. Holding we ended up getting rid of beforehand, but solidified the 17.5 million. That's not that bad for him playing 3 seasons with us before being sent on loan, and then we end up selling him obviously for a massive profit because we didn't really need him last year, and we end up winning the title without him. He was just if you just look at his stats, he was a bit too slow. I don't know what it was, but he's a bit too slow for us. He was kind of just average, and 7th best defender. We've definitely improved significantly from then. Orlano was the next guy to go. We ended up getting him for free, and then we ended up making a profit almost immediately. 15 million, sending him to the Saudis. He wasn't. Again, he was like 8th best. So what would be the point of keeping a player like that? Tommy Doyle also went for 12.5 million. We ended up getting him for free as well. He ended up playing for Girona for a little bit, which is pretty interesting. But he only played really around like 7 league games, coming on as a sub mostly. And again, around 8th. And we want Solis. Solis is definitely going to be one of the guys that we want to focus on. And even Samu as well is someone that's going to improve a lot more. Plus we end up getting other players to kind of replace that. But 12.5 million for a guy that's not really going to play, fantastic for us. We then got rid of Morgan Rogers, just a guy that was sitting on our bench anyways. He did feature for us for our first 3 seasons, but last season we ended up setting him on loan. He didn't do that great in Serie A, so you know that there's not very much chance that he's going to do well for us. So we end up profiting around 3 million for us, but not too bad. Again, he was around like 7th best attacking mid there for us. Then we end up parting ways with Martial. Now I won't have to butcher saying his name. We ended up getting him for free. He still played a decent amount. Came on as a sub last season, around 28 games. That is pretty good overall. Getting only 5 goals there. But the season before, he ended up doing amazing. He had 29. But since we ended up getting Gelhardt and Vazdar, we didn't have much need for him. We then got rid of Street as well. Street, we end up losing some money, but we end up we'll make it more on the back end. His potential to end up getting more for it is pretty substantial, and he's not really going to feature that much for us, as you can see. It does said potential standard, but he was only a Varanama League player at around 18, so why not give him to a team that has a better chance of doing it? I think our scout ended up initially suggesting him last year, but as you can see, we could possibly get around 9.5 million for him, plus around 40% of his next fee. We also got rid of Osmani. Osmani again didn't really feature that much. Another one that our scout or director of football ended up suggesting. Not bad because we end up profiting and I mean pretty much tripling our money on that. Barros is also a guy that we ended up getting rid of. I mean, we got him for 375k, loaned him out for 2 seasons, and then sold him for 4.5. He could potentially go to 5.5, and that's not bad. Will Hughes is the only upsetting one that we end up getting rid of. I think our fans didn't really like it, but we got him for free. He did feature a decent amount, but again, once I end up showing you who we end up getting instead of him, I feel as though you guys won't be too upset. But 3.7 for him. Again, a lot of contract things as well. Not bad. Martins as well. Again, just profiting just even a little bit. We end up profiting just based off selling him, and we wish him all the best, but he wasn't going to feature for us. Claire, we finally end up solidifying that one. That was 1.4 that we ended up getting. We already made our money back from him when we loaned him last season, but now he finalized his transfer to Lask, and I mean, I want to see how much he's worth actually. He is worth between 1.5 and 4.8. I mean, he wasn't going to feature for us. He only played around 7 games, and we offloaded him. Just a quick look, Andrim as well, and we just let go of a bunch of other players just because they weren't going to really feature for us, so why not? B is on loan as well for 1.2. Optional fee is around 10, 10.5, which is going to be a profit from what we got him for as well. But that's pretty much everything that we get. We did have other players that I will show you in a sec. Lewis Hall, we ended up solidifying him. We brought him in on permanent, 14.5 million. We've paid around 18.2 throughout the years, but he's been a fantastic servant of the club. We're going to feature him a little bit more, and he's very versatile. I do like that. A decent Premier League player. His overall is pretty much around what he ended up signing for us, but he can play even center back, all up to attacking mid. So anything on the left side of the field, we can feature him for. So I'm very happy with that. Cole Palmer we also got for free. He's around 24.5 to 32, but I don't even know where we're going to fit him. If I'm being perfectly honest, he is around the 7th, so you know what happens with the 7th. We'll probably just end up offloading him next season if he doesn't really feature for us. But injuries can always do something, so you never know. His stats don't look too great, don't look too bad, but the fact that he can play either left, right, or center, not too bad. And he is 24. We did spend 20 million on Chris Rigg. This is a guy who I've been trying to get since the beginning. We ended up getting him, for 20 million. He does have potential to play in the Premier League. Currently, he is only a League One though. So we paid 20 million for a League One player, only to send him back. He did play 32 games last season, so there's a very good chance that he could feature for us as well. 14th best at the moment, but I mean, I feel as though that 20 million is definitely going to pay dividends. We end up getting Emmanuel Van de Black, or Block, I guess. 11.5 million. We end up getting him. We loaned him back immediately. He's going to play for PSV. Potential is pretty good. But again, a lot of these signings are just more so for the future. We end up getting midfield from Arsenal. We end up getting him on loan, but he could be subject to a future fee, I think. Yeah, optional future fee is 33 million. He also is a wonder kid, so you never know. I just figure we take the gamble at it. It's not really going to cost us anything other than some of his wages, so I don't really feel too bad. 14.5 million to get a better evaluation on him, and then pay 33 if we really want him. I'm going to take that all day. We end up getting Castellanos as well. Castellanos comes from New York FC, so not too bad. He did have 16 goals, 14 goals. He is a goal scorer. He's going to come in as our backup, but not too bad. We do need a little bit of versatility. He can play as an advanced forward, complete forward, poacher and pressing. So he is going to be one of the guys that plays for us up top and just kind of rotate. We're going to need a little bit of rotation because we don't have as many options as what I would have hoped for. We still have Vazdar, Gelhardt, and Almeida as well, but between Gelhardt and Vazdar, those are the only ones that gonna end up featuring at the top. We might end up bringing someone on loan as well. We're gonna just kind of see how it goes. We end up getting also Kochap. We got him for around 36.5 million. He's going to feature as a rotational center back. Our fans were apparently very upset with him or with that signing just because he's been relegated on every single team that he's been on. So he was with Burnley and I think Southampton as well. So every single time that he ends up playing with them, he ends up getting relegated. So we're not going to be too upset. Yeah, he got relegated here as well. So doesn't really bode well, but I feel as though we can end that for him. He can only play the one position, but I feel as though we're going to try and play him a little bit on the right as well. I think we already tried to, right? No, we're gonna feature him as the right and see how that goes. But he does have a decent amount of potential. But here's the moment you've been waiting for. This is why we've allowed all of our midfield to go away. So like Will Hughes, we end up letting go. We also let go of Tommy Doyle as well, Rogers, all that just because we could bring in this guy. I mean, this guy looks very good. A 24-year-old Serbian, Samardzik. He comes free from Udinese, so we didn't even have to give anything up for him, and he's only making around 73 million, worth around 66 to 72. So, I mean, that looks very good for us. He's going to probably feature in the next game, but between him, Almeida, Nipin, Bazdar's probably not going to play as our midfield. He's probably going to play as an attacking midfield if I can help it. But between that, it's going to be phenomenal. There's also another player that we end up getting as well. We got Romero, who's coming in as an attacking right. I did not facilitate the signing for him, but our director of football got him for around 20 million. So I figure why not? At least it gives us a player that just only will play the one position, or I guess the opposite if we have to. But just looking at his crossing and dribbling, we're probably going to feature him more on the wing. Natural fitness is pretty good, and pace is very good. He can also improve just a little bit. So it says unlikely to improve, but I mean, at 21, I feel as though he kind of has to. Just a little bit, at least his mental, but I really hope that his pace does go just a little bit more. But we do like him. I am going to see how well he ends up faring for us anyways. And we'll take a closer look. We got Lenardi as well. But he's also on loan. And then this guy who's going to come in probably next season for us. We end up getting him for 5 million, loaned him out immediately as well. So that's where all the hard money is spent. But we still do have around 30 million to play with. It will send our overall balance in the negative, which I don't want. So I want to at least save that, or at least most of it, for probably January. We did start around 60 million budget, and we are in the green with everything else. But I wouldn't mind just kind of seeing where things go. Not going to really force anything, and we're just going to kind of build from that. I mean, we're going to have to trim some of this. We're trying to send some of our players on loan as well. I think Rubiger as well. Wharton's wanted by players or by teams as well, but they don't really want to give anything for him. Mane could also go on loan, but I don't even think we showed you guys him. We ended up getting for 875k last year, sent him on loan, so he's finally back on the team, but he can also play right back as well. That was the guy that I was thinking of initially. We're trying to get rid of Kabore as well, and we'll see how much money we end up getting by the end of it. But so far, so good. I mean, this team does look pretty good. Looks a little bit better than last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting another top 4 finish. So let's see the squad that we end up getting for the Liverpool match. The Community Shield is the only one that we haven't got, other than obviously Champions League as well. So if we can manage to get it It's just one less trophy that we end up having to get for any other year. So hopefully we can manage to get it now. And let's see the squad that we have picked for that match. And here's our squad for the first Community Shield of our career. We have Capril in goal, Val, Kirodia, Dimonde, and Malanka. So basically the same squad that we end up having for most of last season. Samu and Salas are going to start as our midfield there. We have Astanis, Almeida, and Luca who are going to end up starting for our attacking mids there. And then we have Bazar starting up front. Kanate, Bella Kachap, Nueri, I don't even know how to say that. Gelhardt and whatever, I'm going to have to say something. Lazar is what we're going to call him. And even Tati are all possible going to come in at some point. Azun is, we're going to give him a shot this year. We're going to see if we can actually do anything with him. Hopefully they don't start a very strong squad, but we are expected to lose this game. But it wouldn't be the last time that we managed to upset the apple cart there. So very interesting formation for them. Two strikers and nothing really in the middle. So hopefully we can manage to... They have Casado. I didn't even notice that. And doesn't look too promising to start. But Liverpool did start with it. And 80,000 people are here for this game. It's the only game that's playing today. And we're very interested to see the development of Kirodia, Salas, and even Almeida to see if Almeida can really make that next step. Good tackle by actually Malanka as well. We wouldn't mind seeing. Wow. Capril is definitely the reason why we did so well last season. I'm just hoping that he ends up returning the faith that we end up having in him. Because we didn't end up letting him go. We did get offers for him for around 50 million, but I didn't think that there's going to be another goalie that we could get for around that price. So there's no reason to get rid of him. Wow, and I don't know how they missed that shot. Kirodia also got offers as well. I think we had some other ones too. No one wanted Almeida, and I think Salas we might have got some for. As well. Diamande definitely not. We were trying to get another center back, but a lot of the prices are just way too expensive. So when we end up getting Kachap, just made more sense because we could get him for a little bit less because of his relegation release fee. So we didn't end up paying as much as what we wanted or what we would have to for him. Samu I could easily see going at some point. And if Nipin wasn't injured, he would probably be playing for us as well. So you know what, we're going to demand more here. It looks like we're sitting too much on the back foot, and we're just waiting for them to go ahead here. So let's just demand more here. Try and get at least a couple shots off before the half. And Malanka there with it to Luca. It's going to be interesting to see how these new players end up fitting in our squad. Because... I mean, the cohesion's pretty good already. And the only people that we really got rid of were people coming off the bench. Almeida couldn't quite get to that. We did change our formation just a little bit, so we could see ourselves going back to what we played before. And we might have to. Might have to go with a defensive mid instead of an attacking mid. But 35 minutes in, and I mean, despite them having a lot of opportunities, they haven't really had a shot that's really challenged us until now. That could have been an easily top corner shot. So still no shot on target for us. Possession-wise, we're doing good, but we're just losing it in the most inopportune times, just like that. Diamande tracking back and gets in front of him just so he can't get the shot off properly. But like I said, that's kind of how we're playing right now. Just can't do anything in the final third of the pitch. And it looks like it's going to be at the end here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go up, because why would you have a highlight this close? Goes for a goal kick, surprisingly, so we're going to find ourselves luckily out of this half. But it doesn't look too good to start. We can't get like 4 passes together. And for a team that doesn't have any guys in the middle in their formation, they somehow are dictating a lot of it. That was a terrible pass. I don't know if he needed to come closer to it or Solis just didn't need to try and make that pass, but I mean, our midfield is not doing too great here. Might have to make some adjustments there. Stannis is also tired as well. But it is the first day back. Oh my god, they could have almost scored there as well. Capriel, like I said, the main reason why we're not doing so bad is just the fact that they can't score on him as frequently. Like I said, he only conceded 19 goals in the league last year. So he's starting off very strong for us. We are flatlining here. And yeah, I don't know why anyone would be proud of that. You know what? We're taking off Solace here. And we're going to put in Lazard here. See if he can manage to do it. And we're going to hold off on anyone else. Romero's also... You know what? Let's do this. We'll put Bazder there. We'll take off Romero. We'll put on Gelhardt. We might look at putting Tati in if we end up putting Gelhardt as more of a winger role, possibly. Almeida, I don't want to take off, but he is tiring a little bit. And Malanka's definitely tiring. So Malanka might be one of those guys. He is rated 6.9. But we're just interested to kind of see how these new players are going to feature in. So far, it doesn't look too good. And, I mean, Samu's also not rated very high either. Bazer's only around 6.4. So we could see ourselves switching those guys relatively soon. You know, we're going to do that now, actually. We're going to take out Malanka. I think Curtis is the only one that can play for it. I think we can have unlimited subs here. It's been a while since I've actually featured in this. Oh, I guess a Chevry we didn't end up putting in. That's kind of disappointing. Gelhardt, you know what? We'll put in here. Let's see what Tati has right off the bat. And we still, at the very least, we have one more sub left. So we'll see how that works. But we haven't gotten one shot on target, so maybe Gelhardt switching to the left wing there is probably the best decision, but we might take off Bazder as well. And Almeida and Bazder might be the two guys that we end up letting go on the bench. But it looks like it's all Liverpool here. They're just swarming us. At least we have several people back. And Curtis with the amazing tackle. He's really developing. I do really hope for the future for him. Just don't prove me wrong and just lose it. But oh my god, and Diamande almost lost it there. Samu now with it. Find someone. Gelhardt now. Don't go playing through people. And Tati with the goal better not be offside. Val end up finding him. Tati's starting this off very good. Jesus. Gelhardt with a decent pass back to Val. I don't even know why Val was there in the first place. Tati ends up one-timing it. Wow, I can't believe we're 1-0 up. Yeah, we're going to watch this one more time. Wow. Who was that kept them on? We should count ourselves extremely lucky, though. And we might make a sub very soon here. Just after this highlight, we'll probably make one. We might take off Almeida and Bazder. Salmon out. Oh my god, Tati again. Couldn't quite get it cleanly. Oh my god, we could have easily been up 2-0. We'll make our subs here. You know what? Let's see what we got with these guys. We'll take off, put in Nwari, and then Almeida. We'll put in Zune. Zune played very well for us last year, and yeah, I just realized we can make a little bit more subs. Val we could take off as well, but why do that now? We could put him in for Samu. We'll hold off on that. We'll do the subs towards the end if we have to. But we don't want to do too much stuff that's going to really mess up with what we just did. And we concede a free kick here. Gelhardt out with it. Love that. But they still have possession here. We could put our Konate in. That has to be offside. Yeah, so Jota is offside. We still have the one goal here. Let's see if we can get it again. But notice how we played much better with a lot of these guys that we ended up putting in. Okay, that was actually a decent tackle. I thought he was going to kick it out for sure. Now we just got to apply the pressure here, and it looks like they're going to have the highlight here. Curtis, just go back to your position. And they're really playing with everything here. It is actually kind of a joy to see them play that. Unless they score. Oh my god. Gnabry ends up putting it through. Is it offside? Call it offside, call it offside, call it offside. Disallowed. Oh my god, that was close. I thought he was for sure on. Oof, I probably wouldn't have called that. But we will take it all day long. And we're going to take out Samu here. We're going to put in Hall. Oh, we can't. Okay. How many subs is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's you do 6 in the Community Shield. That seems kind of odd. But it won't let you do 7. Interesting. We just got to pin them here. And we don't. Just don't let them shoot. Gnabry has to be off again. Gnabry's definitely off again. Is that 2 goals that he's offside for? I think he's offside again. Disallowed. Gnabry has 2 goals. If he goes for a hat-trick, I swear to God. But he looked way off, yeah. This one was pretty blatant. Good thing that didn't count. Val way up here. Gelhardt now with it. Just don't lose it to Samu. Samu ends up losing it. Jesus, and they come right back here. I don't know if we want to go cautious. Gnabry ends up kicking it, makes a deflection. They have another corner. They're just swarming us all in for sure. Heads away. Now let's just hold them here. Don't let them get another shot off. Curtis with a great tackle, but they didn't even really show you that. They have 14 shots, only 2 on target. Wow, that is insane. We end up getting a corner here. Maybe this can solidify it. They're going to kill time. I'm not necessarily opposed to it for this game. We are definitely FMing them right now, though. And I don't think Community Shield... I think Community Shield does have extra time, too. Which I would really hate for this. But you would get another sub. Oh my god. Kirodia with a great tackle there. Wow. That was stupid. Oh my god, Val. Oh my god. I can't believe he ended up passing it there. 88 minutes. They get a free kick here. Off the crossbar. 4 minutes of extra time. And it's speeding through. Let's speed through it. We're on 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And this is the highlight. Just hold possession. If they get another shot off, I'm going to... Oh my god, Val. Holy hell. I hate you so much. All I say is just keep possession. Don't lose it. And you lose it almost immediately. There's 30 seconds that we have to hold on here for. Don't let them shoot. I'm actually surprised Gnabry ended up going there last year. Gelhardt with it. Just hold possession of it. Don't go through people. And that is it. We should count ourselves extremely lucky. But we did outshoot, or we could have outshot them. They only got 2 less shots on target than we did. One of us being the goal. Tati showing that we made the right decision, taking a gamble on him. That is worth 7 million, I will say. Winning the Community Shield for the first time in this team's history is just amazing. So we will take that all day, every day. And it looks like we're getting our first piece of silverware for the season, and there's more to come. I can only taste it now. So we will take that all day, and we start the season off running. First ever. So let's see what they end up saying for it. We were expected to lose this one too. Oh yeah. This is another guy that we're currently interested in, left back, but he is 27, so I'm kind of a little bit leaning towards not doing it. So we end up lifting the Community Shield here. Castellanos ends up getting his debut there. Even better that he scores. 20 medals have been awarded, and we lead them to glory. This is the first time ever. And we'll take a look, because they did clean this up. We're still only favorite personnel, but at least they cleaned up everything else. So between everyone within our range, so our chairman, us, and Capriel are all favorite personnel, but they got rid of all the other people from before. So like, I can't even remember his name, but even like the center backs and stuff like that, they're all gone. I don't know why any of these players are legends. Who's this guy? Oh, that's a general manager that we end up firing. So he's in their icon list. I won't hire him back. He was just pissing me off last year. And that is it. I don't know why we wouldn't be considered that. I guess he did manage them for. No, he didn't. Just a caretaker and assistant coach. And oh, head coach from 2008 and 9 and a coach from 2000. What the hell? Does this guy just leave and go? Yeah, 1988 Carabao Cup winner. But that looks like as a player. So weird. Okay. He won the Motor Street Trophy, but isn't that like under 21? League One, you got them promoted. So apparently League One's worth more than winning the Prem. That's very odd. So we'll take a look at the schedule, see what we'll come back for. We'll probably end up coming back for, let's come back for probably the Chelsea and Man U. We're playing a lot of the hard teams just at the beginning. We're playing Arsenal, Man City, and not Leeds, but Fulham's also might be a little bit more tough. So we'll come back for the Chelsea, maybe the Man U as well. So we'll start showing more of the difficult teams that we end up having to face, as opposed to the teams that we're more likely to beat. So we'll come back for the Chelsea, we'll come back for the Man U, and hopefully we can manage to get something for it. So the Chelsea one's already being televised. So let's kind of see how well they're doing for the next season. But hopefully you guys like this. Started off the season pretty strong, despite playing defensive for the most of it. So hopefully the rest of the season is not going to be like that. We're going to kind of switch it up a little bit, but so far our signings are paying off, and we like where this team is going. So thank you for watching, and until next time.